eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
All type of hustles and all type of grifts, pushing all stereotypes and all type of myths. Look how they talk it fast, yep, they type it swift. They got to get the gab and know just how to recite a script, the formula to keep you mad, show you why your life's a bitch. These awful hypocrites with lies dripping off their lips, but they could give a shit about what you really dealing with. It's all for the bag, all for the cash, all for the drip, they here to get rich. But I ain't here to trip, just all for my analysis, and watch the stones start to get thrown at glass palaces. Cause when they spit that bullshit, I gotta challenge it, man. I manhandle it, break it down, dismantle it. Cause if it ain't true, then my dude, I can't stand on it, I can't stand with it. The stance is against it, witnessing the slaughter of innocent Palestinians like cowboys and settlers, killing off the indigenous. Y'all claim y'all in the right, but it's all wrong. I can't rock with you, something fishy going on, this stench is strong. Tilapia, so we formed a coalition here. Our main mission is stopping you. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
The mob wants victory, but more than that, it wants the total humiliation of its enemies.
Hell yeah! I think. Oh wait, where's Lance? See, there he is.
Hey.
I think that happened this week, right? Total humiliation of our enemies, right? I mean, I feel like. Donald Trump and the Republicans are feeling pretty humiliated right now. Andrew Cuomo and the Democratic establishment, who didn't endorse Zoran Mamdani, are feeling pretty humiliated right now. Chuck Schumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, total annihilation of the far right and the establishment Democrats.
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was such a beautiful moment because a lot of us been feeling hopeless and like, damn, ain't nothing gonna change, you know. So I was so happy to see the blue wave that we've been speaking of for years actually be a thing, right? And what some people aren't calling such a major elections in their local, and state areas. But I thought that it was such a beautiful thing to see. Here where I am in the metro Atlanta area, we have a place called Stockbridge. There was a 21-year-old Black young man who is now the mayor of Stockbridge. I was like, okay, come on with somebody. In Marietta, this one guy, he was running for mayor in that town, and he only lost by like 80 something votes. So I thought, okay, we're going in a good direction. I feel like we're not only that, of course, I'm over here in Atlanta and rooting and screaming, for the people in New York for Mamdani. So I'm like, come on. So I know, Matt, how has your celebration been in the last 48 hours?
Oh, it's been it's been incredible. I mean, it's been I feel like there's a extra kick in everyone's step here in New York.
New York,
He's the sober guy can be, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does feel like I unfortunately am someone who is a pessimist when it comes to things being too good. And I'm finding no reason to be pessimistic right now. But there is a part of me that is saying, like, my number one thought when he won, after like the joy and jubilation, was they're going to do everything to make sure he fails. And what happens if he does because of that? Like he can't just winning the election. And AOC said this during the, I think, Hassan stream I saw from the Zoran headquarters that night. This is just the first step. This is step one. And I think that's what people have to really think about right now. He won the campaign. The honeymoon phase, which is the entire campaign, really, that feeling of being the underdog and rising up and pulling off all the stops to defeat the Democratic establishment in the primary and then doing it again in the election. Everything's on your side, but now you won and you're going to be the guy in power now. You are now the guy in the office. You are now in City Hall. And obviously, he's going to have his administration, his aides, his policymakers. So obviously everyone is involved, going to be involved, but this is now the point where, like, we don't want this to be another Obama. And listen, I get the love for Obama. He was fantastic. I think there's no one who would disagree with the fact that Obama, the campaign Obama, is this like romantic figure, whereas President Obama left a lot to be desired, even if you just when you put aside the obviously historic nature of the first black president, just the man and how he ran and how he ran the country and how he was president. It wasn't as romantic as campaign Obama. Nowhere close.
And I've seen a lot of those conversations happening online where a lot of people somebody said, dang, I hate that we are no longer in this campaign phase because we get to romanticize Zohran Mamdani in this time. And we absolutely love that it gave the vibes of campaign Obama. It gave the vibes of where what came up for me in my Facebook memories, child. I hate to see it because I'm like, who was that person? But what came up for me was I was on campus at the number one HBCU in the nation, Florida A&M University, and I think it was my freshman year. I was going into the end of the first semester of my freshman year at the university, and I remember the pictures came up from us being outside and being so excited. We campaigned. We were going door to door locally. We campaigned, and that was my first time ever being able to vote. You got me in a picture with an Obama t-shirt where I cut it off the shoulders, jumping up in the air. We're by the flame. It's a whole big thing. Not knowing what was to come and not knowing that we had the ability to challenge who our leader was and what the leader ran on and what they were going to do. So this person who made the Threads post and was like, we were in such a great place in this campaign, seeing Mamdani go to the places where a lot of people who campaign and run for these big positions are never at. And now we're going to have to go into a place where we got to hold him accountable, where we see him as, okay, this is a leader. And just like any leader, not only Mamdani, your local leaders, whoever you went to go vote for locally, like here, our commissioner for what's going on with the Georgia power and how everybody's bill been high. Those things matter, but holding them accountable is not something that you should feel ashamed about. We get to romanticize, and we also have to hold accountable, because whatever you ran on is why we elected you. So don't get into position and then turn and become somebody else or forget what you ran on or the promises you ran on. I understand that you're not going to be able to hit everything as you go through the process. There's a lot of things to undo, and especially being somebody where all eyes are on you, are going to be on you. Again, I'm in Georgia and I'm repping New York. I used to live there back in the day in Brooklyn, East New York, the hood. But I'm in Georgia and I'm repping New York because I want to see, and I know how big this is, how big Zohran being in this position is going to be. But don't feel ashamed for being somebody who's going to hold this person accountable. Even though we romanticized it, we can still do that and still hold them accountable. We still believe that you are the person, because you ain't give us nothing to say you ain't that person right now. It's fresh. It's new. Even for the local leaders that we voted in our states, it's fresh, it's new, but we hope that you will go off of things. And if you don't, we can't do what we've done in the major elections where it's just like fall back and be like, we'll just wait until. No, every day we're going to be on your ass. We're going to be like, what you said and you did, we got it. That's the only way we'll have these leaders to be to start doing something, saying something, and moving in the direction that we need them to for major issues, especially not, we have issues that are more important than others. And if you are not as a leader, and you said you was gonna run on, you ran on this, and you said you were gonna do this. We have to be the ones to be like, but you said that, on October such and such at 10 p.m. you was out there in the club and you was saying that you was gonna do this. So remember that we're like, it's not being done. We don't see you doing this. How are you going to get it done? So holding them accountable is the only way I think that we'll be able to move forward and to put fire under the next people who run and things like that. They should never run and then, succeed. And then we continue to do things that we've been doing, which is once they get into the seat, they ain't doing it. And we're just like, well, we'll just try in the next few years. What happens is we make room for mediocre, or we make room for people to continue to run on just being likable, just being somebody who is great with social media, just being somebody. And we can't do that anymore. We actually need real change. And although we love them, we need more. And that's just that. It is what it is. We made that mistake. And I wouldn't say it was a mistake. It was a learning lesson. Learning curve. Again, what I'd say when we voted in Obama, that being our first Black president, me going to an HBCU for the first time in my life and having the Black experience, that was a huge thing for us. So we was like, our president is Black. Our Lambo's blue. We were out there singing a song with Jeezy. We was having a good time celebration. And every time somebody tried to make a criticism, our president is Black. And that's all we had. It has to be more than that. I know a lot of people were like, our first lady is going to be a Gen Zer. We got to, that's great. But Mom Donnie is going to be the mayor. What's going to happen? Is he going to do what he said he did and make sure he does what he said he's going to do? And I think that's important. So.
Right. No, absolutely. And I saw that there's a organization, Our City, that just was formed from from his campaign, where they're basically taking that on the ground grassroots campaign apparatus that they created for him, and they're now putting it into making sure his agenda is fulfilled. They're going to be according to what the plan is. They're going to be active and do the work that they did for the campaign, but with Mamdani as mayor, to make sure that whatever external outside forces, politicians, agencies, whatever, need that pressure to work with him to get done these things that Mamdani wants to do, that it happens. And I think that's another area where, like, Obama failed in terms of he created this amazing campaign, and then as soon as he became president, all these people who helped create this campaign sold out. They immediately went to Google and Facebook and cashed in, and they all went into the private sector. There was no Obama for America was like not anything like what his not Obama for what was the thing that came up out of it? Remember what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about, because I had a shirt with it with the saying on there. What was it?
Yes.
Organizing for America came out. There we go. That's what it was called after. That was not the same thing. There needed to be that same sort of group of people, but not just that. The feeling that was behind the campaign needed to be, that energy needed to be taken and put into making sure that those external forces felt that pressure too. And this is where they failed. Those talented people who created one of the greatest campaigns in American history. Once Obama won, they were like, fuck it, we're making bank with big tech.
Yes.
I mean, that's what happened.
And that's one of the things that, like I said, the way my finances are, I'm like, would I do something strange for a piece of change? But a lot of people in that time had chose to do that. Even right now, you'll see people who will be targeted to help push these campaigns. We saw a lot of celebrities during Obama's run twice that would come out and say, I'm putting my vote in for Obama, and that will be enough. And the next thing you know, we don't hear nothing much from those people. And that was just enough for people to vote. But we'll see people who are targeted, who are social media influencers, who ain't never said nothing about nothing for all this time, be the face of it. And after that, we'll see them start to say things like Nicki Minaj start saying, President Trump, or whatever she calling him now, Poppy Trump, whatever, and start speaking to the other side, because it pays to grift. It pays to do those things. But I think, like I said, now is the time for people to sacrifice, to know this creator, this person, or whatever isn't about that. I need to know why I'm voting for this man. And I need to be, because I think people need to understand their power. You got the power to really hold your leader accountable. You don't got to wait for this creator or whoever to put, because they may grift. Dollar signs, we gonna shake it for some dollar signs. But you and your household and the food you need and the job you need and the healthcare you need, and the housing you need depends on how you hold your leader accountable, and you have the power to do so. If fire is put under these people's behinds, they gonna make a change, especially if you take your grievances, if you use your platform and take your grievances online and say, he said he was going to do this, and this is what it's looking like for me and my city. We need to see the action. We can't depend on people who we know are going to grift. But there was a lot of grifting, and it's only because, especially under Obama, but it's only because it pays to do so. Like, money is good. If you start saying, Obama said this, and I used to be an Obama supporter, and I'm just saying what people will say. I used to be an Obama supporter, but now that I look back at it, X, Y, and Z, Republicans gonna eat it up. Your content's gonna go up. You're gonna get more views. People are gonna support more. So many people are gonna be in your comments. They're gonna engage. But people have to sacrifice that if they know for the greater good. And I know it sounds corny, but we really have to be able to look at it and say, I don't care who's in office. I don't care if they're Black, they're medium, if they're clear. I really want to know, is this person going to be able to make the change that we actually need? Because what Mamdani is doing is going to create a wave for the whole United States. All eyes are on this person, but it's going to be able for people to say, you know what? This is what getting somebody new looks like. This is what somebody coming in and they're doing the job, and this is what it looks like. We have to be able to do that. We can't settle, and we can't settle for grifters either. So right. I know
at least Eric Adams set the bar so low. Well, Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo both set the bar so low.
Oh my God. And there was a time, remember in 2020 when we were leaning a little too heavy in Andrew Cuomo. They were trying to make him the Bay at the time.
Oh yeah, he was right. He
fine. He's fine. He can run things. Oh my goodness! Andrew Cuomo was so presidential. And if I have a post out there from that time, I'm not that person anymore. But I'm just saying, we were all leaning into, this is very presidential. This is whatever. And quickly we found out it's not. It's a facade. It's performance. We need more than performance. I know that right now that's the thing to do, but we need more than performance. We need more than somebody who has a preacher's voice. We need more than somebody who's going to tell us what they're going to do. That's so great. We need more than somebody who's going to be the first. It's great to hit those things, but the way the world is going, we need more. And I really hope that people see, if this person or these people start to grift, that's not your business. Hold your leader accountable. Don't go off of them. Do your research. Go by what your experience is if you are in those cities. And that will be how we need to move forward. That's going to be the only way we make change. If we actually press these people like a panini on what they, said they were going to run on. We can't continue to be like, no, but you see, that's just, Nicki Minaj said, and, don't shoot the messenger, But what that person? No. You ain't eating, friend. Your housing done gone up $500. Like, let's be for real. So I think that will be the difference. I really want us to, like I said, it was so beautiful to see. I think when we lost hope, we have a glimmer, a slither of some kind of hope. And I think right now is the time we can have that hope, but we can still hold these people accountable. I think it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I'll say of all of it too, I think his victory speech is what really put the hope into the forefront.
Ooh, can we watch it? Does somebody have it available?
You should definitely watch the highlights. It's on Democracy Now's channel in full. But what struck me from it is that I thought he was going to take a very kind of center safe.
That's usually what happens, right? Yeah.
And normally when it's like the victory speech, it's like, congratulations to Andrew Cuomo. He ran an excellent campaign, and I think he's a wonderful person, and he's done wonders, and what an honor it was to compete with him. I'd also like to thank, so-and-so, and we're going to be running a campaign for everybody. It was not that. It was, very, very, proud, but angry. And at the same time, like, just being like, we're not, the age of taking shit is over kind of stuff. Like, it was pretty inspiring. I got to be honest, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, you had left that night when we were streaming, and he came on, and I was like, that's exactly what I said. I was like, this is the part where I was like so excited, emotional. I was like, I'm so used to seeing, like, leftists rarely see a leftist win, but like even like progressives that win elections and you have hope for, they immediately moderate. I mean, she's not a progressive at all, but look how like excited people were for Kamala Harris when she came in. And then when she accepted the nomination, her Democratic acceptance speech already was moderating, talking about she was going to have like a killing machine military or something. Remember that?
The most lethal army in the world. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
It was like, she's horrified. She went from like, I'm going to be, better than Biden. I'm going to listen to what people are saying. And then all of a sudden she switched to no difference, except my military would be more of a killer than ever before.
And tough on the border too. And I was like, oh no.
Like, I'm so used to that. Like, I'm so used to the moderating in the victory speech. I want to bring everyone to the table now. His was different. His was different.
Yeah, his was very much too. He was speaking like he was not trying to appease the what everyone was accusing him of, where it's like, you have to really tone down the fact that you're a Muslim, and you have to really tone down the fact like you hang out with a lot of different people of different cultures and ethnicities. It was he was loud and proud about that, and I was like, oh my heart, this is just so refreshing to see, because like that I lived in New York for summer. It's a very multicultural city. I was astounded that there was so much that like went down to like, he's not going to support Jewish people. He's not going to support white people. He doesn't care about Italians. He did 9/11. He's a disgusting jihadist Muslim man. And I was like, this shit is so gross to see. But like, I don't think the average voter, I think that's the right wing online. That's the right wing pundits and the Fox News hosts, right? But like the average person, they care, right? Like they care about the economy. Like that's what the exit poll showed. Everyone was like, they have financial worries. Everything's too expensive. Everyone's fucked. Like that's what spoke to people way more than all of the racism, like just the unbridled, unfiltered, nonstop racism. That's only ramped up since too. It's not like any Republican has learned a lesson from this. They're getting
the Islamophobia towards him and his campaign, really towards him the person, was insanity. It was like all of a sudden people who claim to have be progressive or good liberals and anti-Trump and what are those signs that all those suburban moms put up in front of their house? In this house, we believe in science and all that, and all that shit went straight out the fucking window. Yeah, for Cuomo, for Andrew Cuomo, and Cuomo himself, his whole campaign. I can't tell you a single thing he wanted to do. His campaign wasn't about anything that the guy, Andrew Cuomo, wanted to do. The entire campaign was about stopping Zohran Mamdani.
Absolutely.
And time again, we will see, even when it doesn't benefit the Democrats, a campaign against something will never be as inspiring as a campaign for something.
Absolutely.
The Democratic strategy to just run anti-Trump and offer nothing more than anti-Trump has been a failure. Yet Mamdani ran an anti-Trump campaign and he won. But that's because Mamdani's anti-Trump campaign wasn't just, I'm going to stop Trump. It was, I'm going to do this, and this to help you, and together we will protect each other and the most vulnerable from Donald Trump and his administration. It's the complete antithesis of what everyone else has been doing.
I feel like when we seen Cuomo, a lot of the older heads who are in New York, a lot of the interviews that I've been seeing, like the on the street interviews and things of that sort, were saying that he's the best option. And I think that was just because they didn't want somebody young or somebody brown, baby, somebody who represented. And it was interesting to see because it was Black people, but older ones. And I wouldn't say all, so I wouldn't say that because but I did see immigrants.
The black vote did he won the black vote by like plus 26 points
Absolutely.
or something.
So that's why I said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But what I was seeing was like older heads who just the same way that they do with the Republican group. Like it's just like, we know what we know. We want what we want. We, this young man coming in. I saw this one lady, had to be Cuban because I will vote for Donald Trump. But they, she was saying like, it's immigrant, and was saying, I don't want him because he's a communist or something she was saying. And she was just doing talking points from whatever she's learned. And I'm like, y'all got to do better. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm so grateful to see how many people came out. And like you said, the Black vote won it by superseded the votes. People came out. But what I've mainly seen and the rejection or the cause for a pause was all coming from people who were older and who thought, I'm going to go with Cuomo because that's what I know. Cuomo is good because that's what I know. And I don't want anybody young coming in or whatever. And that's really all that was. I think
in the primary that was correct. Mm-hmm. But in the general election, I think it's impossible for Mamdani to have won the Black vote as overwhelmingly as he did without winning over older Black voters too. Especially if you look at the map, like he won the Bronx and he made significant headway into the Black communities in like Queens and Brooklyn, like in like in East New York and in Jamaica. And what I think happened there. Oh, did you want to say something, Lance? I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to add, I read a really good article written by a Black woman from New York who talked about it in large part due to the fact that he went out and spoke to them. Like it's one of those things where it's like you can't just give like canned answers. Like you have to actually meet people and like have conversations with them and like make them realize that like you actually have their interests at heart rather than just saying like a slogan.
I think that's obviously part of it. You do have to meet with people. There's nothing that can replace that in-person meeting. But what I think is the biggest factor here is that there's been progressive candidates who've gone out and met with voters and still lost their vote. You still got to do it because that's not always going to be the case. But I think the real differentiating factor here is that he won the primary.
Yes.
The idea that Black voters, because like, with Bernie Sanders, for example, where he lost the Black vote by a lot. I think the issue here is black voters have the most to lose if the Democrats lose. And when it comes time for a primary, they're not so much anti the progressive candidate because of their politics. They hear, and a lot of times it's a convincing argument for them that the progressive candidate can't win. So they go with the candidate who they think can win. And that's when you get like a Hillary Clinton winning the primary, and then you get a Joe Biden winning the primary, because those are the safer bets. Those are the more mainstream Democratic candidates. But Mamdani won the primary, even though Cuomo won those black voters in the primary. But once Mamdani won the primary, those black voters were convinced. This is the guy who's the Democratic candidate. He's going to be on the ticket, on the ballot as the Democratic candidate. He's the safe bet. We can vote for him. I honestly think that's the main thing here. I think that's the main thing, especially for those older black voters.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope the ones that didn't believe, especially that live in New York, who are used to the way that they've been living for so long and with terrible leadership, crooked leadership. I hope that Mamdani really shows them the different way of living and what it looks like in the new day of what they can have, right? And I am so interested to see the change of perspective, because I do believe, like I said, he ain't give us nothing just yet. While we are open to holding him accountable, we should and will. I don't live there, got family that live out there, but I think that in anywhere we live, the perspectives, I can't wait for the perspectives to change, especially with a lot of the leaderships that people are coming in and ready to actually do some change, that I believe, until they show you different. But I can't wait to see, like in his first year, what that looks like. I want people to be realistic though, because a lot of people believe that he should go in the same way we expected a leadership to go in and just come in and do bippity boppity boo, right? Just change things just like that. And it takes time, especially to undo so much mess that's already occurred, that have been placed there, that's tattooed there, especially to undo that. Give the person time. Don't just be like immediately, like, again, make sure he's pushing and doing what he needs to do, planting seeds that need to grow, that need to be watered, but planting seeds that even if, in his time he leaves, those things begin to grow or take time, but know that he's doing what he said he's going to do. But don't think that in the first year that it's just going to be right there. Oh, we should have Cuomo, you see, because Mamdani didn't do what he said he was going to do in the first 3 months. And we have to be realistic, and we have to be like serious about those things, but I can't wait to see the change of perspective from those people as they begin to see something new. We can't always be sitting on Nancy Pelosi for 55 years and expect some change. It ain't going to be that. We need actual change, and we're going to have to, we're going to have to be open to it. That's the only way. When things are the same all the time, especially when we see that it's not benefiting people, it's clearly just benefiting you, warming the seat up for nobody to come and sit here and actually be like, you know what? I'm here to change the city. I'm here to put better into the city. I'm like, I can't wait to hear in a year's time the perspective of those people that thought that just because he is 34 years old, he's not capable. Just because he is a brown person, he's not capable. He's an immigrant, not capable. I'm a millennial, not capable. I think that I can't wait to see the perspective change on that, because I think a lot of the older people just assume because Cuomo is a name, is a brand, is somebody they've known before, this is who we need to have because he's been seated before. I seen somebody say, and I had to unfollow them. Somebody, when I used to live in New York, a friend of mine put, and a black person, a millennial at that, was saying like, you guys want the Mamdani who's so bad, and meanwhile this is the person that never did the job before and never. I'm like, that is just that's the stupidest take. A lot of these people before they got the job, they never did the job before, but they ran on it just like everybody else. And we should be open to change, especially when things have been looking the same time and time again. You want to go with Cuomo because we romanticized that at a time, and we thought this is going to be the best option for us. And then the bones started falling out of the closet, and we realized that this ain't the person that we thought.
All 13
And
skeletons.
absolutely. Right. So, being open to something new, even though it doesn't look like what we're used to. Some white man or some cop, right? Just coming in and running off of things that sound good, and then once they get in there, it suddenly changes to talking points like Donald Trump. Or there are people who have history of abusing women, allegedly, and those things, being not the person, not for the people. We need people who are going to be for the people. That's why we have you seated. And so while I love to see Mamdani in the clubs, right? I don't go to the clubs no more. I'm 35. But while I love to see Mamdani in the clubs and the things, but I can't wait to see what that looks like tangibly, like to see him being out there, if a storm does come to New York, how he immediately, or the city, how he immediately goes in and takes charge, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see that, for the people. In his acceptance speech, I sent it to you through the chat if we can play that. But in his acceptance speech, what he said, it was very charged, and I want to hope and I want to believe that. But again, I want that to be something that goes through all of our local cities in every state, where people could be like, you know what? I'm gonna run, or we can go for this. There absolutely is we have a chance for change, and I think that's what we're gonna see. I think that's what we got from Obama. People believe, okay, we can have us a president of color. He opened those doors. A younger president, something new, something fresh. And while we didn't get everything, we got some things. So in this particular place, I think that Mamdani made history in so many different ways, but I want to see that bleed into other states, in cities, local cities. So, but yeah, I sent you the whoever can play it, because y'all know I can't run it.
You want to watch all 22 minutes of it?
Not 22 minutes. Oh, my bad. I didn't.
Yeah, it's a long one. It's funny because like I was reading the transcript too, so I could like really see every word, because it's different reading it, and it's actually a lot shorter on paper. He's really, but it's a fantastic speech. I mean, the second sentence is he's quoting Eugene Debs.
I mean, you want to play a portion of it? You want to?
Yeah, we could.
Mario Cuomo too.
He quotes Mario Cuomo and doesn't mention the name. That was fantastic.
I like how you say Mario. You say Mario. It's
New Yorker. We don't call him Mario. We don't say Mario. It's Mario. Hey Mario. Hey Mario. Mario, what's up? All right, let's play this.
To your point, while I was getting that ready, though, Rebecca, I totally agree with you. I hope more people get inspired to try and run for, especially local office. That's where, like, you can do so much change, and the amount of people who turn up for local elections is so small. But also, you need charismatic candidates, because, like, I know everyone is saying right now that, like, the left can win on just the policy alone, but people also can't discount how, like, lovable this guy was, right? Like every podcast he went on to, whether it was right-wing ones like Andrew Schultz or liberal ones like David Pakman, like no matter where he was, every person he talked to, you could see in their eyes, they were like, I like you. Even if I don't like your politics, I like this. I like this Zoran guy, he's got that, like, I really want to just like sit down and be friends with you quality. That goes a really long way. It's unfortunate, but like the game is the game kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Right.
it's unfortunate. I think we need somebody who's likable, but who shows up. It goes hand in hand, right? We need you to be likable. I don't want to have somebody just, old white man just coming in again, or somebody who's just riding on a young white man who's just riding on the tailcoats. Remember the Kennedy boy, and it was like, sir, you don't have it. Sometimes you just don't have it. You just don't have it. And Zoran has that it factor for sure.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said,
this is when I knew he wasn't going to moderate that speech.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.
It's like they have the audience woo after every sentence.
Right.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name.
Come on. You preaching.
As we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change, a mandate for a new kind of politics, a mandate for a city we can afford, and a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City.
Look at you over there, Matt, looking like a proud papa.
And that is because of you.
It's a great speech and a great
So
story.
before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refused to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership.
No, this is a good speech. This is great.
We will fight for you because we are you. Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum.
Come on.
Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas,
You know what I'm saying?
Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. To every New Yorker in Kensington and Midwood and Hunts Point, know this. This city is your city, and this democracy is yours too. This campaign is about people like Wesley, an $11.99 organizer I met outside of Elmhurst Hospital on Thursday night. A New Yorker who lives elsewhere, who commutes 2 hours each way from Pennsylvania because rent is too expensive in this
Tell the
city.
people story.
It's about people like the woman I met on the BX33 years ago, who said to me, I used to love New York, but now it's just where I live. And it's about people like Richard, the taxi driver I went on a 15-day hunger strike with outside of City Hall, who still has to drive his cab 7 days a week. My brother, we are in City Hall now. This victory is for all of them, and it's for all of you. The more than 100,000 volunteers who built this campaign into an unstoppable force.
Okay, so you can pause it right there.
Because
Somebody
of you, we will make this city one that working
in my chat, which I think is really great. They were saying it's never, he always says the framing that he's using, it's never his, it's always ours, yours, us, and we. I think that is a thing that we've been missing too. It's the I from a lot of these people who are campaigning or running. But he's inclusive where, and I'm not talking about marginalized. He's just saying, oh, listen, this is going to be a group effort. This is going to be a group project. And again, that's something that people have been missing. So that adds to this nostalgia or this, like, I've never had this feeling before. He's including us and he's saying what he's going to do for us. And nobody feels like it's just going to be for brown people. It's just going to be for immigrants. It's just the way he's framing this speech is huge. And this man remembered a story from 33 years ago. He 30. How old is he? I'm like, you was 1 year old.
He's
34. Yeah.
Still, he remembers something from years ago, an experience or meeting somebody who lived in New York for 33 years. I don't remember the framing he said, but that is the stories that he's telling are New Yorkers' stories, are things that I've heard when I lived in New York 10 years ago. And like, I get there, I'm excited to move there. I'm thinking, New York, like just the whole thing, right? I love it here. But hearing people say, New York isn't the same for so long, but having somebody saying, I'm going to get back to the heart of New York. I'm going to get back to what this place was built on. But it's going to be brick by brick, but hearing somebody be able to say that and actually you can feel it from the framing of the way that he's saying what he's saying is like we, ours, us, because that's essentially how New York has always been. When I lived there, I always felt like, man, this is a real melting pot. Now, I'm from South Florida. I think that's the best place in the world. But when I moved to New York, I really got to see everybody having their own corner, but we all riding the train together. You riding the train with the rich man, and you know how it is. One of the carts or whatever they call them is going to be this a homeless person in that, but the next one has a rich person. We all riding the same trains. We all walking the same streets. We're all doing that, and I think like it's everybody is included into this. I'm not just going to benefit the rich. I'm not going to just benefit the poor. I'm not just going to benefit the brown. This is what we're getting from that speech. And this is actually, I've seen so many clips from this, but watching this for the first time, I'm like, dang, it really is giving the vibes of that good old day, 2008, when Obama won. Like it was that excitement and that feeling. But this is a great speech because a lot of people try to compare him to Obama, but Mamdani is giving his own person. Mamdani is giving like, this right here is something I think is incomparable. We know that for years to come, this speech will always be the Mamdani speech because this is genuine. This is authentic, I would say. So yeah, that's my tea.
No, it's It's a really good speech, and I think that point of him always including everyone, the we, us. I mean, I feel like that's been a ongoing thing that progressive candidates have done. I mean, Bernie had that famous fight for someone you don't know, where he said, not me, us, and all that. But this is a winning campaign, and that means a lot more when you say that, because it is going to be up to everyone for this to work out. Do we want to keep listening to more, or?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's a great way to go through the show. People are loving it. Go ahead.
Love and live in again. With every door knocked, every petition signature earned, and every hard-earned conversation, you eroded the cynicism that has come to define our politics. Now, I know that I have asked for much from you over this last year. Time and again, you have answered my calls. But I have one final request. New York City, breathe this moment in. We have held our breath for longer than we know. We have held it in anticipation of defeat. Held it because the air has been knocked out of our lungs too many times to count. Held it because we cannot afford to exhale. Thanks to all of those who sacrificed so much, we are breathing in the air of a city that has been reborn. To my campaign team, who believed when no one else did, and who took an electoral project and turned it into so much more, I will never be able to express the depth of my gratitude. You can sleep now. To my parents, Mama and Baba, you have made me into the man I am today. I am so proud to be your son. And to my incredible wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment. To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight, we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive.
Come on, Hope alive.
Hope is a decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day, volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas. Hope over despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us, Now it is something that we do. Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new. So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt. Central to that vision will be the most ambitious agenda to tackle the cost of living crisis that this city has seen since the days of Fiora LaGuardia. An agenda that will freeze the rents for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. Make buses fast and free. And deliver universal child care across our city.
Pretty incredible.
Years from now, may our only regret be that this day took so long to come.
Come on.
This new age will be one of relentless improvement. We will hire thousands more teachers. We will cut waste from a bloated bureaucracy. We will work tirelessly to make lights shine again in the hallways of NYCHA developments where they have long flickered. Safety and justice will go hand in hand as we work with police officers to reduce crime and create a department of community safety that tackles the mental health crisis and homelessness crises head on. Excellence will become the expectation across government, not the exception. In this new age we make for ourselves, we will refuse to allow those who traffic in division and hate to pit us against one another. In this moment of political darkness, New York will be the light. Here, we believe in standing up for those we love.
There's so many moments in this speech.
Whether you are an immigrant,
I know, right? It's
a member of the trans community, one of the many black women that Donald Trump has fired from a federal job, a single mom still waiting for the cost of groceries to go down, or anyone else with their back against the wall, your struggle is ours too. And we will build a city hall that stands steadfast alongside Jewish New Yorkers and does not waver in the fight against the scourge of anti-Semitism. Where the more than 1 million Muslims know that they belong. Not just in the 5 boroughs of this city, but in the halls of power. No more will New York be a city where you can traffic in Islamophobia and win an election.
I know. They over there losing their mind.
This new age will be defined by a competence and a compassion that have too long been placed at odds with one another. We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about. For years, those in City Hall have only helped those who can help them. But on January 1st, we will usher in a city government that helps everyone. Now, I know that many have heard our message only through the prism of misinformation. Tens of millions of dollars have been spent to redefine reality and to convince our neighbors that this new age is something that should frighten them. As has so often occurred, the billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour. They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaking a long broken system. We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
Preach.
And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So, Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Yes!
Yeah, this is around where I was like, oh my god, he's going on the attack. This is amazing. An attack? That's like something sweet.
Oh, he read him for Phil.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants.
He said I'm name dropping tonight.
We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Come on! You better preach. That's what's going on.
So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
No, this is good. This is good.
This is why everyone's like, I want to move to New York now.
When we enter City Hall in 58 days, expectations will be high. We will meet them. A great New Yorker once said that while you campaign in poetry, you govern in prose.
That's Mario Cuomo.
If that must be true, let the prose we write still rhyme and let us build a shining city for all. And we must chart a new path, as bold as the one we have already traveled. After all, the conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to grow older. I am Muslim. I am a democratic socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this. And yet, if tonight teaches us anything, it is that convention has held us back. We have bowed at the altar of caution, and we have paid a mighty price. Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party. And too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind. We will leave mediocrity in our past. No longer will we have to open a history book for proof that Democrats can dare to be great. Our greatness will be anything but abstract. It will be felt by every rent-stabilized tenant who wakes up on the first of every month, knowing the amount they're going to pay hasn't soared since the month before.
Yeah.
It will be felt by each grandparent who can afford to stay in the home they have worked for, and whose grandchildren live nearby because the cost of childcare didn't send them to Long Island.
Not Long Island.
It will be felt by the single mother who is safe on her commute and whose bus runs fast enough that she doesn't have to rush school drop-off to make it to work on time. And it will be felt when New Yorkers open their newspapers in the morning and read headlines of success, not scandal. Most of all, it will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back.
That line is my favorite.
Together, New York.
You're such a New Yorker.
We're going to freeze the... Together, New York. We're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York. We're going to deliver universal...
Oh, they know.
Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together. New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you. Thank you.
So good.
Oh my God.
So good.
I could have watched it on Sunday. I'm gonna watch it on Sunday for me. A good sermon. That's good. Okay. That was really good. That was so motivational. I want every person who is thinking about running or who has won in these in the other cities as mayors or whatever to look at this as something to be inspired by, because there was so much more. Somebody said in the chat, this felt more like lived experiences and somebody who is speaking from those lived experiences, not just somebody who, and of course they compared them to Barack Obama, saying, when Barack Obama gave his speech, it was a good speech, but this is a speech like a lived experience. I'm talking to you. I felt this. I've been there. I know this. I'm with you. This is not just something for me to get on. I'm on, but I'm telling you, like, I know what you need because I've been there. I feel you. And we're going to do this I'm going to hold your hand throughout the way. I'm not letting you go. I'm going to hold your hand and we ain't going to stop. We're going running. We're not looking back. This is what it's going to be. And that's such a difference in, like I said, it might just be a speech right now. It might just be the feel goods. We're still going to hold them accountable, but it's just good to know and to hear, like, this was something like we can all relate to in some way, shape, or form. Again, this wasn't just for a group of people. Great that he represents that. Absolutely 100%. And I love it. But it was for everyone. And everybody got something out of that. And that's what I really loved about that speech. I never seen it in its totality. Again, I saw just clips, but baby, it was so good that people couldn't even, like, it was just too good. There was no everything. that Zoran said was just that damn good. It was good. It was good.
Rebecca's official review.
You get
Good.
Yes.
This is just a number of lines in there that just like hit, and it's just like on their own that would have been like, you know, maybe a good speech would have had one of those lines, and that would have been the moment. But this one had like 15 of them.
Yes. Absolutely. It's like now those have to be the captions under the girls' pictures, you know, under like he had so many good lines. Like it's just, you know, but I believe them for him. Like I wish I was living in New York at this time right now. You know, as much as I'd be like, girl, I had to go. I had to leave New York because the people is just living suffering lives. I can't live like that. But you know, like seeing that, I'm like, baby, y'all about to, it's gonna happen. It may not happen in this next year, but we're gonna see the building blocks. We're gonna see those things come to pass. And man, y'all got good leadership out there, Matt. You know, you should be proud of yourself.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But things are looking up. Things are looking good.
Things are looking good. And he said, basically, like about what I was saying, like we are going to be where it's all eyes on us, but we're going to be the difference that is made that spreads like everywhere for what we need to defeat what Donald Trump is trying to do or has done. We're going like this is where it's going to start. This is going to be where we are the blueprint, and I ain't mad at it. You know, Long Island, I'm sorry to y'all people, but I my brother live in Long Island. I lived in Brooklyn when I lived there, but my brother live in Long Island, so I know exactly what he said when people got to move out the city, you know, to live some kind of a life. In Atlanta, I have to live in the outskirts where people don't look like me to live or to be able to afford some kind of life. So I definitely understand when he made that comment. So absolutely, man, that was a speech. That was a speech.
Yeah, I think the scary thing now, though, is like I agree with what you both said at the very start of the show, in that like the more he can accomplish, even if he could start with getting, say, like a public bus system running that's free or unbelievably affordable, or rent freeze, the more he's going to be attacked. And I think you're eventually, it could come to a head where you've got Donald Trump sending in his ICE Gestapo or whatever to challenge him, to see how much he can pull off, like he's done everywhere else, right? Like Chicago, LA, you name it. And because like he said out loud, like, you're not going to be able to do that here, where I'm not going to allow you. But like, I don't think there's ever been a situation yet where, you know, either a governor or a mayor has straight up said like, leave my town, or it's my police force versus your ICE agents, right? Like that that hasn't happened yet.
I don't think it's come down to that. But I do think you know, he could be standing there for a mass civil disobedience. You know, he's a guy who would be on the ground, you know.
But then Trump would be so excited to arrest him, and they could, you know, they clearly don't care about due process, rule of law.
If they arrested him as mayor of New York City during an ICE raid, with him like standing there, doing his line that he just said, where to get to one of us, you have to get through all of us. That would elevate him to a level that I don't think they want to deal with. They would, he would be like, they would change the laws so that you no longer had to be a U.S. Born in the U.S. to become president. Right. He would be elevated to a level of, you know, he'd be, you know, what they think Charlie Kirk's death did to Charlie Kirk's legacy, that would actually do to Zohran Mamdani, but he'd still be here to actually do what he needs to do to fight back. They'd really, that would be insanity.
They hate to see it. Now, I made sure that I kept my timeline clear of the haters, as far as them being on the right, coming from the right. But I know that they are like rolling over again, as you guys mentioned. Donald Trump couldn't, baby, they couldn't sleep. They were itching.
If you thought they were racist before the election, after the election, they were just like nonstop 9/11 videos being posted everywhere. Like, this just happened again. You learned nothing. Rudy Giuliani posted a meme of 9/11 happening with him going like this. I was like, is he threatening to do 9/11 too? Like,
the funniest thing about the Giuliani thing is, like, the whole thing, like, there's half the people who think like who are saying the Muslim thing, but there's also the group that are saying like would he be inexperienced? That's what Andrew Cuomo's take was. What would he do during a 9/11? Like, if another 9/11 happened, he's inexperienced. And I think that is the funniest thing, because literally, what would any mayor do if another 9/11 happened? I mean, we know what Rudy Giuliani did. He did not stop 9/11 from happening. 9/11 happened, and he was running around on the ground. I distinctly remember the videos of him just running around down there, like,
why you
with
think running around
his
now?
security guards, like, bringing him all over. What are you gonna do? There's no mayor. You're electing a mayor, not Superman. They would be able to do nothing if it happened. The question is, what would they do after?
Yeah.
And I think Zoran, if God forbid something happened and he had to step up to the plate, there wouldn't be any group of people blamed and made the scapegoat of whatever it is that happened.
I heard that I didn't see her meltdown, but Deborah Messing, which is so interesting because I love Will and Grace. And here we go. Deborah Messing having a meltdown over this. Now, I didn't see it. I just saw the commotion about it. But, our faves are coming out.
Well, she's a Zionist. That's why. That's the main thing.
And so having a brown person be the mayor, I mean, they dying about it. But interesting enough, Donald Trump saying that, and mind you, we have voter suppression been a thing a long time, always been a thing, but just outright saying, like, we need to suppress more. Like, we need to suppress more, because this is absolutely out of line. It's out of hand. So
Deborah Messing was like Hillary Clinton's biggest warrior in 2016. She was like hardcore Hillary Clinton person.
Yep.
Anti-Trump as can be, the resistance.
Yep.
And then a few days ago, she was sharing Donald Trump's endorsement of Andrew Cuomo as a reason to vote for Andrew Cuomo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. You see, I'm not shocked about those things, because it's always, and that's why I say you have these people who consider themselves, just because somebody can. That's why I never with the feminist movement. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna support this person. I'm gonna whatever. But a lot of these people who consider themselves to be liberal, it's liberal until it's until it's blue until, and it's like, until I make it a little purple, until I a little, because I don't really mess with the brown folk, because in my mind, they're the reason for 9/11. Those people, and that's not me, but I'm saying this, that's how those people will know that they feel. There are people who are out there who will go off of the white woman, but when the white starts to look brown, and it is brown, it's a problem now. Or when it's not, we'll see them outright say, I ain't messing with that, because that's a terrorist. That's somebody who doesn't deserve to be nowhere near any leadership in America. And that's what we'll see more of that. Not only from Deborah, I'm telling you, we're gonna see more of that. Nicki Minaj is online all day, every day for the past month, after her meltdown over Cardi B's success. We have her online now, outright supporting Donald Trump. And of course, she said things in the past when it related to COVID that was in support of that administration in some way.
Wasn't she the one? Like, wasn't she the one who had that hilarious thing where, like, her cousin's balls grew or something?
I was so serious about it. Balls too big on your cousin, and this happens to the COVID shot, and
I totally forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't, because we covered it like and just thinking about it. That's why I was like, this ain't new. But now she's just coming out, and you know what's gonna happen. You know what happens when these things, when the celebrity that's marginalized, that should be against this administration, especially with her being an immigrant, her being a rapper, her being all these a woman, right? A black one. It should be, girl, you should know better. But once these celebrities or whatever say something, the right flocks right over and picks them up, lifts them up, and now they become the face of, hey, but Nikki said, hey, but Deborah said, hey, but Deborah got it right. She understands what she sees, the issues that's happening. She's a New Yorker, and if she can see, if she like, that's what they're going to use. And they always have those moments like they did with Kanye West and any other person who
they weaponize the identity politics so quickly. For the people who say they hate identity politics, as soon as it benefits them, they weaponize it instantaneously. It's like, well, a black woman said this, so I mean, are you anti-black? You have to agree with her, right? It's like, that's not how this works. It's not you have to agree with someone because of the color of their skin. That's, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
In Virginia, they were the right-wing Republican lady running for governor, a black woman. She was complaining on Fox News like the day before. They were complaining with her.
I seen that.
Why hasn't Obama endorsed her?
I seen that.
Like, what? Like,
because she black. Listen, baby,
because she's black.
It ain't that. And when Issa Rae said, and I go by this, and when Issa Rae said, I'm rooting for everybody black, there's like a little asterisk there, and it's like, good black people on the correct side of things. So when we say we're rooting for everybody black, it don't mean her. It don't mean Nicki Minaj. It don't mean Kanye West. Oh, Kanye West, maybe, George Bush doesn't care about black people, Kanye. But, we're not rooting for those people, and we can't take everybody with us. I have come to learn that, like I said, during the Obama era, when I was jumping up in the air at my black university, whom I will always represent and love so much, that has been overtaken in the leadership right now is a right-wing black woman who ain't never been to an HBCU in her life, don't know nothing, appointed by Ronaldo DeSantis. That whole thing. I still love my university, but we can still say that doesn't represent our university. That doesn't represent HBCUs. We can't take everybody with us. We should be able to say, no, your black ass can't come. You not a part of this. Okay. Like, it's just not that. So what the right will try to do, because that lady is black in Virginia, I've seen that, because she's black, they're like, they want to reach with dinosaur arms to be like,
little T-Rex arms.
You're black, and the black president, the first black president didn't endorse you. Wow.
I mean, you gotta leave those guys behind, because you need to make room for people like me and Lance at the cookout. We need to be invited. And
no. We closed. The doors are closed. The doors.
Yeah.
Are closed. I ain't even going to the cookout no more, because it's now. I don't want
until everything gets fixed. Been there. Not being a good ally. You gotta understand.
I don't want the food no more.
You gotta accept the doors are closed. That's 2025. Okay.
We gotta close the door. Everybody can't come. Now I'll let you in at the door. I'll slide you a plate. No, I'll let you.
No, we're supposed to bring food and then walk away and respect it.
Food, Lance. We don't want it. I'll slide you a plate at the door, because you guys are family, right? I'll slide you at the door, but you can't come in. That's it. But no, but yeah, we can't. Everybody can't come, and that goes for y'all, the white ones. Y'all can't bring everybody in too. I seen them online acting up. I see the way you guys help me become privy to what's going on in the white world, where there's people who are absolutely acting up, who should be on the correct side of things, and who initially were but they grifted. And yeah, y'all gotta close your what is it?
clean up
Raisins and the chicken
clean our
salad.
house
Y'all
first.
gotta close the doors on them too. Y'all gotta close the doors.
It's
Close
true.
the doors.
It's true. There's way too many Nazis. I think to your earlier point when you're like, yeah, there's like this kinds of feminism I don't fuck with. I was thinking of that quote by FD Signifier where he was saying that white feminism is another form of white supremacy. That's always stuck with me, right? Like obviously it's been said by a lot of other people, you know, like bell hooks, etc. But I was like, that's kind of the point, right? Like white feminism and the problems with it is that it seems to be up to a point, and it seems to usually serve white women before any other group, right? And that's the problem.
Yep. I mean, we've seen that with the Me Too movement that wasn't created by a white woman, but as soon as it the words were uttered by the white woman, it became focused on whenever a white woman said Me Too, it was now we'll do a story on this. We'll do that. But the black woman, Tarana, out of New York, a real New Yorker, she is the one that created the movement and didn't get any credit for it until somebody white said it. And that's what happens in those movements. And and that's why I say, like, girl, Deborah, please, what JK Rowling, please, all y'all, please leave the people alone. Nobody, and I want for white folks to drag. Like y'all in the business of dragging. So I want for white folks to drag her. Because again, I love Will and Grace. I watch it all the time. I was forced to watch it because it was on our local channels where we didn't have cable in the other rooms, and we had to watch it, right? When we came from school, it was forced. And I watched it, and now to know, but I'm not shocked because there's so many other people who believe the same thing and who go off the same things. It's like, I am for this until it doesn't look like me, until, like, oh, abortions, you got Christians who are like, oh, I'm all for this. Oh, but then there's abortions, oh gosh, I can't be a part of that. Oh, LGBTQIA plus. Oh, absolutely not. I want no parts of it. So until you're part of a marginalized group, and then now you don't want to support because this person says everybody, and you're like, I don't want everybody. I just want me and my marginalized white self as a woman, to be paid better or to be this, whatever. And if I can't, that's why I couldn't. Not only do I not fuck with Hillary Clinton for so many reasons, the number one being that I'm Haitian, but for those reasons too, I saw so many women supporting that just because she's a white woman and saying, oh, she's all for us. They made her the face of the change for women, and it was only really the change for white women. And I'm like, yeah, we got to be clear on that. So yeah, absolutely. It's 10:25.
I think you made the reference there, but also important to really hone into that white feminism often also is only not just for white women, but for cis white women.
Yes.
They're some of the most transphobic TERFs. That's what people call TERFs. Basically, people have sort of started using the term TERFs for just anyone who's like transphobic, but that's not actually what TERFs are. The original meaning of the word TERF is specifically trans exclusionary radical feminists. Literally those sort of hardcore feminist white women who are all about women's rights except for trans women.
Yep. It's always going to be this, but not that. It's always going to be, oh yeah, except this. And that's why I'm like, when anybody, and I had to unlearn those things. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was coming up, especially being Haitian, from a certain upbringing and what we don't accept, and then being a church girl, the things that we don't accept, I had to unlearn that. A lot of those things I began to unlearn when I went to FAMU, but then through life experiences and then becoming somebody who worked in politics, literally like up until then, because all of this stuff was told to us to be the right way. And I'm like, you know what, if we're going to be all inclusive, with the marginalized folks, it got to be real. It can't be us, but not them. It can't be that, except for at the cookout. But it just can't be that. Like when you are people were telling me, oh, we need to support this because whatever. Now, the only reason I was supporting because I didn't want Donald Trump. The only reason my vote went to this heifer was because I didn't want Donald Trump. But understand that I was very aware about why people were voting. The same reason why the people came out with the blue bracelets to try to say, but look at me. Like I voted for Kamala, and I just want you to know that, girl, if you don't get on my face, like you and your family and your friends, and
the third time if
like it's so weird. It's like if you support, you just support. Their needs. You don't need to do performance, but we also are aware of what those groups stand for. When feminism came about, it was never about making it about all women. It was just making it about white women. And even with affirmative action, all those things, like they hate that there's other people included into that. They just it can't be just about white women. And that's why a lot of people feel that it's just enough when this right-wing white person is like, we need to make space for women, and everybody's clapping for that. No. This person is saying something, and you need to hear what they're saying. It's only white women. It's not all women. They're saying white women, and that's why you thinking, oh, she's all for women. No, she just is for white women. Remember, her principles still align with what the right aligns with, and that's everybody but this and everything but this. And we see how they want to mute everyone but them. Everything is a problem. Democrats won big. And while I have my criticisms, of course, of Democrats all day, all the time, but Democrats won big. Finally, we did a little something that gave us a little hope. And the right says, absolutely not. Let's create. Now I want to create things. This is absurd. Let's create things to make sure that they don't win again. That's the problem.
Getting us all to fight each other. Like that's how they stay in power. That's how they win. If we're all fighting each other, like that, when you mention where it's like, within this community, they don't like queer people. Within the queer community, they don't like black people. Within this community, they don't like indigenous people. It's all these people without power having to fight each other. And then billionaires just get to watch, right? Because we don't fight them. We don't fight them.
You the one with the power. Why are you letting these people go into your mind? And like Mamdani said, like people who making $30 an hour fighting people who make $20 an hour, and that's even too much for some people. Like, because people making $7 an hour in some areas, but you're fighting these people, and both of y'all ain't got no more. You can't. There ain't no access to health insurance. Somebody was complaining online, and rightfully so, but was saying I make over $100 something with $200,000 a year, but my son has a disease, and I'm dependent on the programs to be able to pay for the very expensive medication that my child needs. So y'all all fighting each other, but going through the same things, right? Like in some capacity. So we all need to be in this together, like for whatever. So don't allow that administration to taint or to put out some information that is misinformation, that they're making people believe because I'm better than you, because I make this much, you don't deserve this. Your ass is on Snap. The whole, like, it's all misinformation. Black people are the ones abusing Snap or whatever. I know so many people who are working people who have to be on Snap because of their rent going up. Now that amount is no longer what they can use to feed their family. That extra money has to go to make sure that their children, their family is housed. So they have to be on SNAP for whatever reason, or for their kids to have healthcare, or for their kids to be able to eat something at school, something, right? And, people just going online with this BS. Oh, why, y'all so worried about SNAP? You need to get a job. It's so stupid. And mostly white folks is on SNAP. It benefits them too.
Majority, yeah.
So that's the true statistic, but people don't want to go in on when they're making their comments and their commentary online.
Donald Trump doesn't care about white people.
Absolutely. And we always gonna quote the old Kanye, never the new. So
all right. Well, I mean, that was a lovely show. I know the two of you said you were only going to stay for a little bit, and you stayed for the whole time because we all have so much fun together and we're cozy.
I don't get what happened. Where did everybody go? I know Mike was not feeling good.
Ariana did say that she had to go or went to go to the Laverne Cox event. Yeah. But I didn't see, but I know she was out in the streets. I didn't see, I know that we promised them a show with Matt and Ariana, but Matt got ghosted. So.
Ariana was apparently off in LA or wherever she was.
She couldn't. Yeah, but there's a lot going on. So with the airlines and things like that. So I definitely was one person that told y'all this stuff. It's been a lot going on.
David Dole's probably still mourning his Toronto Blue Jays blowing it in Game 7. Unbelievable. I mean, geez. They got that far, all the way to Game 7, and they couldn't pull it off. I mean, what a
Canada was crying.
Thing to do. Yeah, I could believe it.
Canada.
That's hilarious. And Mike wasn't feeling well. Just to be clear, Mike wasn't feeling well tonight.
Mike's level 60, so send him love.
Yeah,
there are 28 super chats.
Okay,
I only have like 4 though, so that means
I'm only reading out mine. If you want to read out David Dole's, I'll leave after.
Are your super chats here in the thing? No, right?
I'm not connected with you.
And do you have any super chats, Rebecca?
I have some.
Do you want to go first?
All right. So I was about to complain, like people left like 20 super chats for a chat for either David Dole or Mike, and they're not even here. They're not even here.
Usually, I know y'all be sitting down making it rain after I leave. So,
so why don't you want to start with yours, Rebecca?
We'll start with mine. Tropical Ding Dong. Thank you so much for
here we go.
Your super chat. The mistake Obama believed that capitulating to moderation, centrism, incrementalism, come on, words, would get us there. Mamdani is Obama's spirit with Bernie policy. And thank you, Nintendo, for becoming a member to my content with no content. Nintendo again, Leftist Mafia. I have a question. Do you consider Orange Man person of color voters is self-hating racist? For me, it's yes, unfortunately. Huh? Yes, and it will always be yes. You're talking about.
Oh wait, here we go. This is it.
There we go. Kuya Damon, haven't seen you in a while. How are you? So happy to be here, or so happy here in Boston to see Mayor Wu reelected and Mamdani win in NYC. I'm so glad that you got a win in Boston. Many of my proud Muslim classmates.
Well, I mean, Mayor Wu, from what I understand, is good, but she also ran unopposed. She wasn't losing.
Oh, don't be a hater. Classmates were happy to see his win in NYC. The same like you, Kuya. We everywhere around the world. We was New York. We was somewhere from the boroughs that day. Okay, when we saw the win. So I'm with you on that. Prairie Fire for sure. I would like to shamelessly plug my YouTube channel. Prairie Fire Neb. Everybody go follow. In exchange for you sharing this to the Leftist Mafia community, it's shared. We're out there. You on screen. I will give you this money for part of a rotisserie chicken for sure. Thank you so much as always.
$10 doesn't buy a rotisserie chicken anymore?
Absolutely. Every time. Every time.
Yeah. I was like,
no, definitely.
I know inflation's gone crazy.
Well, I mean, Kowalski is in Nebraska, so maybe he thinks out in like the big cities. You can't buy rotisserie chicken.
Are y'all buying $20 rotisserie chickens? What the hell?
I mean, you do got to go to like
every time. Thank you, because people ain't got the money and it's expensive. Okay, thank you. And they be on sale over there at Sprouts. If you go, towards the end, they be nice and freshly cooked, and you can go. I like to come and recook mine when I bring it to the house, but they have it there for you for $10. It's $9.99. So thank you. I appreciate it. Narrator 6896. Someone said Mamdani's speech is so good, I'm afraid he's gonna do drone strikes. Oh my god. Yeah, I play too much on the internet, and that's why it shouldn't be given to all y'all. Xavier Bacall, thank you so much for your super chat. Calzamora 9430. Thank you so much for your super chat. Joseph Kerr 27. We did good getting both public service commissioners in Georgia. Yes, because we need to get the light bills down. They tried it. Some people are paying $200 more than what they were paying before. So those things matter. Even in your local elections, people like the public service commissioners are responsible for those things going up or down or whatever. So make sure you guys are on that, because that's literally a big thing. So it's impressive to have such turnout in an odd year. And we got to keep it going to finally flip the governor. Love from Macon. Mwah. Love from where I'm at, because y'all can't know. But shouts out to you in Macon, my Georgia neighbor. V-Man 29397. Hey, since Mamdani is today attending a conference of New York Latino leaders in Puerto Rico, should he take some time to meet with Democratic Socialists of Puerto Rican Independence Party? If he can, if he has the time. I mean, if he has the time, if they're available, maybe so. But that's a busy man right now. He's a mayor. It's a busy man. Thank you for your super chat. Parker 402. One of my favorite parts was when Zoran says, if you want to get to any of us, you're going to have to come through all of us. Me
It's
too.
a good line. Yeah.
I said, come on. We are family. Yes. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like I said, we ain't even in the city, but we feeling like, yes, we all holding hands. Like, you got to get through all of us to definitely get into the city. Angela W46.
There's a much more inspiring line than when Cory Booker said, what was it? You gotta, if you wanna get to me, you have to come through me first, or something.
It was yeah, when we look back at those times, it's so cringy. It's so cringy. Jesus, my God. Love Cory at a time, but it just became cringy. Angela W4650. Thank you so much for your super chat. Canada needs a Zoran. You heard, Lance? Canada needs a Zoran for NDP leader. We have a leftish former Muslim mayor in Alberta who might be premier, but he is not a democratic socialist. Everybody needs a Zoran, sis. I feel you on that. We all need one. Hopefully we all get something. Look, Matt over there cheesing because he got Zoran. We ain't got Zoran, but hopefully we all experience a leader like Zoran after these wins or this win. Jacqueline H 7050. It's class system feminism, not race feminism, white collar feminism versus the rest of the world feminism. I absolutely agree. And thank you for your super chat. Ash. Oh shit. Here we go. Oh shit. Here we go. That's their name. Thank you for your super chat. Speaking of Kanye, did y'all see his bizarre pivot denouncing his anti-Semitism and acknowledging his bipolar disorder? No, I haven't. I believe it, but that he said this, but I knew it was coming at some
Hasn't
point.
he done this already, like years ago, and then he went back? Like, he goes back and forth all the time.
Thank you. He the acknowledging his bipolar disorder. He did that years ago. I don't know about him denouncing his anti-Semitism, but he does that very often. You're right, Matt.
No,
where he goes back and forth, where he'll do something so off the wall and disrespectful to a marginalized community, even if it's his own, and then be like, "Oh, I was off my drugs."
Right. Like a year ago, he tweeted something like Jonah Hill made him see the light when it comes to Jewish people or something. Do you remember this, Lance? Like,
I can't remember if it was Jonah Hill or if it was someone else, but he mentioned some actor who was like, "I am no longer anti-Semitic because I saw I was watching someone."
Right, and then he released that that Hitler song.
Yeah,
he released the album Tuck that came out after.
Yeah, that came out after. So he saw the light and still Heil Hitler. I mean. I don't think he saw the light.
No, and did not, and then still blind. Very Ray Charles. Okay, but the thank you. Bay Photo is the last one for the super chat. Tuesday was also a really bad day for Moms of Liberty. Pay attention to the local races, including school boards. Yeah, a lot of. Again, this is going to. I think this recent election is an eye-opener for a lot of people about how important local elections are, and to move forward in knowing what's happening in your city and in your little area. I know what's happening in mine because these white folks, they go out and make sure they vote. They do all the things. I see changes all the time, and I see how it contributes to the city. Also, I did get a Cash App, and I appreciate you. Billy Miles sent me, and I hate doing the Cash Apps. Oh no, I love doing the Cash Apps. I love receiving them, but your full names be on there, so I'm sorry if I said your whole government. But Billy, thank you for your Cash App saying for small blessings. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna head out, but I just wanted to say briefly, Y'all know I've been working the odd jobs, the small jobs, the in-between jobs to try to keep things together. I am facing eviction. So if you guys can, please support your girl. It really, really means a lot. So Becca's voice on Cash App, super chats are open. And I am going to go take my behind to sleep because I got to be at work tomorrow at 5 a.m. I love you guys, and I mean it. Bye.
Love you
Take
too.
care, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I hope everyone, if you can, please send some love to Rebecca. Send it her way.
In the form of cash on Cash App.
Yes. Lynch, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Looney Tunes 9,000. Thank you for the $4.99. Highlights of the great week. Dick Cheney passes, Zoran wins, and crazy Nancy Pelosi retires. What a great week. And enjoy it, everyone. Drink it in. Don't give in to sadness. It's important to celebrate. Too much of being a leftist is actually caring and having empathy about what's going on around the rest of the world and bringing you down. Rise Again 845, thank you for the $2. Call him Chef Zoran. He cooked. I agree. Otaku Dragon, thank you for the $2. Thanks to Tesla, Elon is the first trillionaire. I saw. I don't think there's any greater example of we need to eliminate all billionaires. They shouldn't exist, let alone trillionaires. It's obscene and an indictment on us as a species. Jacqueline Lech, thank you very much for the $6.99. So glad Naomi Klein and perhaps her husband Avi Lewis were in the crowd. Hopefully he's thinking of how to do Mamdani with the NDP. He is. I mean, I noticed most of the NDP for American viewers. We have a right now the most prominent and popular leftist party in Canada is having the leadership race. And so right now, a bunch of different candidates are trying to run for the leader of the NDP. I'm personally loving Rob Ashton, Tennille Johnston, she's a fellow Indigenous Canadian, and also Avi Lewis, obviously, who's a friend of the show and has been on a couple times. So I hope any three of them do well and get success. Angela W., thank you for the dono. What do you think of the NDP leadership candidates? That was good timing. I think Rob Ashton is a union rep and seems to be very genuine. So you're getting a working class hero. I think Tennille Johnson is kind of like a lifelong Indigenous activist. And Avi Lewis, I think, is probably the biggest in terms of brand recognition, as he's both like a pretty prominent filmmaker in the country. And obviously, his wife is, one of the most famous writers working today. I think any three of them could steer the country in a really good direction. I hope any one of them win. Fulmar Music, thank you for becoming a member. Son of a Newt, thanks for resubscribing. Moonbeam Ziscribe, thanks for resubscribing. Marty C59, thanks for giving a tier 1 sub. And Dan to Dan, thanks for gifting out a tier 1 sub as well. Take it away, Matt Binder.
All right. I don't know which ones are for Mike or David Dole. So I think it'll just be easy if I just go through whatever's left, including my own, and read them. There's only about, a dozen or so. MK with the super chat. Thursday is the best day for Leftist Mafia because it gets me in the weekend mindset a day early. Oh, I love that. I'm glad we could be that for you. I know exactly what you're talking about back in my school days when there was always something that made the weekend seem a little bit longer, whether it was a day early or an added day extra that Monday. I totally get what you're saying. Glad we could be that for you. Grand Regent Thrag with a super chat. Bring Jennifer Welch and Hassan Abi on Leftist Mafia or face my wrath. Nobody disobeys the Grand Regent and lives to tell the tale. Yeah, we'll just get two of the biggest lefty streamers and podcasters on the show at the same time. No questions asked about, they'll just come on immediately, drop everything. I'm sure we'll do it. I'm sure we'll do it. We should probably also, for that same episode, book Mehdi Hassan. We should probably also see if AOC can stop by, maybe Bernie Sanders as well.
Cool.
Yeah, right. Maybe Jon Stewart can jump on. I'm not too far from Zoran's district. Maybe he could just swing by and come inside the house and join me on stream here. Let's have one grand old street.
Lenin. Should we resurrect Lenin's corpse?
Yeah.
Take him from the glass and have a conversation.
Right. Yeah. Lizzie Bennett with a super chat. New theme song. I prefer the last one, but to each their own. Speaking of which, could you put up the previous song on your alt channel? We should put the songs up, but we've been going back and forth. That's a listener created one. I love that one. I like the chorus a lot. I'm so glad they edited it to put that chorus up top because that chorus is catchy. I love it.
I made the other one that you're probably used to, and yeah, it's up at youtube.com/@memes of production. So that's youtube.com/@memes of production. And then if you just scroll through the videos, you'll see the music video for that song up there.
There you go. I didn't even know that. Perfect. I don't know who these memberships are for, but I'm gonna go through them. Nintendo Gaming Channel became a member on YouTube. Wanda, with a membership chat, member for 28 months, says millennials took 7 of the 13 new state seats in Virginia. Oh, really? I didn't know that stat. That's interesting. Millennials getting into office, finally. Nintendo Gaming Channel, member for 9 months. Leftist Mafia, I have a question. Why did person of color voted the... I think you sent this one to Rebecca already, and she read that. Tropical Ding Dong. Let's be real. Obama didn't call himself a socialist. No, Obama didn't. No, that's true. Bay Photo with a super chat. Apparently, Mets owner Steve Cohen has owned a $10 million 18K gold toilet since 2017, created by artist Maurizio Catalan, and he's selling it at auction now. Oh yeah, Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, is very rich. That's why he's able to pay Juan Soto almost $1 billion over 15 years. And that's just one guy. It's good for the Mets that there's someone who's got unlimited cash to get them who they need so they can finally win a World Series again. But also not good for everything outside of that. I mean, he's trying to get that casino. He wants a casino built next to Citi Field. That's his big project. I would have a casino in my neighborhood. Not exactly wanted by a lot of people in the community, but it seems like it's going to happen. The area around Citi Field is bad. It's all historically, as long as I've been alive, been like chop shops and stuff like that. It's all like shady auto body shops and random abandoned cars parked under the overpass for the highway. It's not a developed area. I can't even call it industrial though, because it's not like factories and stuff are there. It's just like a dilapidated area around Citi Field, and they're finally developing it. And unfortunately, one of those developments seemed to be a casino. But we'll also get a soccer stadium, New York City's very first soccer stadium. So we'll take the good with the bad, I guess. Tim Sim with a super chat. After Tuesday night, with new seeds of hope all over the country and seeing what we Texans messed up with voting our state amendment props, we still have lots of organizing to do. As one said to me, why can't Texas have this? I mean, Texas for a very long time was thought to be, I don't know, maybe it still is, but was thought to be the that next state to flip, or the one of the ones closest to doing it, like after Georgia. I mean, it's hard to know exactly where we are with that now because 2024 really fucked things up. And I don't think it fucked things up in a way where everything changed, like, and the work needs to be done to swing it back. I think we just saw how just 1 year later, everything fucking swung back real quick, right? But I do think 2024 fucks up our data points in seeing where we are with these things, like what states we're ready to flip, what states should have been won, but because of Biden and Harris and all the fuck ups that happened that year, it was an off year and that data is skewed. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's not accurately portraying where things are moving. It's just showing how everything fucking was swung back for that one particular election and might not be that way for good. You get what I'm saying, Lance, right?
I do.
Jace Butcher with a super chat. Looks like Mike David and Ariana voted for Cuomo. I think they did. In fact, I think I saw David Dole specifically on the street shouting out, vote for Cuomo, not the homo. Everyone knows that story, right? Where when Mario Cuomo was running for mayor against Ed Koch, and Andrew Cuomo, young Andrew Cuomo, I think he was like in his early 20s, was running his dad's campaign. Mr. Anti-Nepo baby himself, Andrew Cuomo, running his dad's campaign in 2020. The strong belief is that he was behind these like flyers that were going out that urged people to vote for Cuomo, not the homo. And the reference was that Ed Koch was rumored to be a closeted gay man at the time. And, during that time, he couldn't really, he couldn't come out. It would be political suicide. But it's been long believed that Andrew Cuomo was behind that.
I think it was.
Remember during the COVID where he had that speech where he was like, I am black, I am a gay man, I am he was trying to say like he feels everybody's pain. It was, oh God. He should have went with that. It would have been a more inspiring message than Zoran Mamdani is going to do 9/11 again, and there's too much Italian discrimination. That was him trying to make a thing out of that photo of Mamdani giving the finger to the Columbus statue. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
And his whole shtick was like, it's only fine to discriminate against Italians, I guess, right?
I'll never for the life of me understand that. Like, I know I'm biased and I talk so much shit about Columbus, but why would anyone want to associate themselves with such a monster? I don't and I say that as a non-Italian person, but I was just like, I would not want any part. It's just like,
I'm Italian. I'm mostly Italian, actually. People might not, I'm a bunch of things, but I am mostly Italian. And I have never felt an affinity for Christopher Columbus. I'm sorry. It's incredible that they would rather have a Columbus Day than like try to convince it just to be like Italian American Pride Day or something like that. Like, why would you want your entire identity to be wrapped up into this one guy who even in his own time was jailed for going too far? Like,
yeah. By the standards of the time, was fucked up.
Like, you got
was not a good person by that standard. So
like Italians have so many people too to like hold up on a pedestal. Like, it's not like Italians only got Christopher Columbus.
Artists. Like,
yeah.
Why would you pick Columbus?
Right. Hey, the fucking guy who we named America after. You could even use him. Look, Christopher Columbus wasn't even respected enough to name the United States of America after. It was another guy who came after.
Yeah, it's wild.
And I don't think that guy even stepped foot in America. I think he was just like the first guy to look at the map and he was like, actually, this is not India. This is a whole new place.
Yeah, we were way out.
Yeah. V-Man says it would be sending a message to the billionaires who screw over both Puerto Rico and NYC that their Caribbean playground is next on our target. Chris with the super chat. Don't forget to put on your 2026 bingo card. Foreign war criminal escorted through NYC by federal law enforcement. Ooh, that would be. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump and Netanyahu wanted to specifically stick their noses up at Mamdani, that if Netanyahu visited New York, but with like federal agents escorting him through, and then obviously Mamdani couldn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would not surprise me. I could have very easily imagined that. Ignore Husky with the super chat. Zoran's speech is probably my favorite speech by a politician thus far. It would be hard to surpass his speech. Also, where did Mike go? Mike wasn't feeling good. He just was sick. I think Zoran's speech has a number of lines that are up there. I think my favorite line in a political speech of all time is FDR with his they are unanimous in their hate for me and I welcome their hatred. That fucking is the hardest line I've ever heard in my life. You could use it for so many things if you want. Like, obviously the context was the wealthy class that was against FDR at the time, but you could just fucking he kept it. The way he said it was contextless enough where you could use it in other scenarios too. That to me is the hardest political line of all time. But I think Mamdani's got a few lines that are up there. If I ever made a political speech, that would be the fucking line I quote easily. That would be it. Omega Shenron Dragon with the super chat. To the old heads, oligarchs, and authoritarians, to quote red-haired Shanks of One Piece, does the new era scare you that much? ABS Anonymous Bastard Society says, hey guys, where's Mike? Also, did you hear Nancy officially announced her retirement? Mike's sick. And I did hear that Nancy Pelosi announced her retirement. I'm very sad.
Yeah, I found out because the stock market crashed. That's how I knew it happened.
Right, yeah. I will say, though, she's retiring, which is a lot more you can say than a lot of these other guys who are refusing to retire. Also, she was competent up until this point. She wasn't being rolled around. And I know people don't like Nancy Pelosi. But in terms of the role she played, and compare her to the leadership the Democrats have now, you would prefer Nancy Pelosi. She was an operator. We may disagree with her politically in terms of ideology, exactly where we stand. But in terms of being a leader in Congress in the moment, she easily surpassed Schumer and Jeffries. She's retiring. Say something nice. Also, I got a crush on her. Don't forget. She's my girl. Jackson with a super chat. Do you think Obama Sharpton not endorsing Mamdani was them playing the Bumpy Johnson game and selling out to white people? I mean, Sharpton literally had Mamdani there as the only candidate in the past week or two at his events that he does. And while he didn't explicitly say vote for Mamdani, he very strongly wink, nudged everybody when he pointed out that Mamdani's the only person who's there when he was telling them to get out and vote. And I don't think Obama needed to endorse. What would that have done for Zoran? I don't think it would have done anything for Zoran. I think Obama not getting involved the other way was the biggest way he could show his respect to Mamdani. Not like calling up Cuomo and being like, hey, we gotta figure this out. We gotta beat him just like we beat Bernie in 2020. Don't forget that call to the other, apparently that Obama called to the other candidates in 2020 to coalesce around Biden is what finally put the nail in the coffin on Bernie's 2020 campaign. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Don't forget that Cheney is out. Mitch McConnell must be rolling in his grave about Cheney outliving him. I mean, wow. People being really generous here. I'm pretty sure this is to Rebecca. I think so. Tigwick plays games with $100, hoping to help a little. I'm 99% sure, based on the context of the super chat, that that's to Rebecca.
I'm 99% sure as well.
Yeah. Although it'd be pretty funny if it was
Thank you
like,
a lot, by the way. Please send Rebecca money if she's worried about paying rent. That's huge.
it would be actually really funny though. As important is that money goes to Rebecca. It'd be really funny if that person sent that money to David Dole, and the context of that super chat of "I hope every little bit helps" is directly in referring to David Dole on the ground saying "Vote for Cuomo," not the. Adar 7993 with $100 super chat too. This gotta be to Rebecca. I'm like almost assured this is to Rebecca.
I'll message her. Let her know the good news.
So that'd be 200 right there for Rebecca since she left. At least. I don't know if any of these smaller amounts are to Rebecca too. Shit. There we go again with the super chat. David has had a rough couple of days. First the Blue Jays lost, and then his Cuomo endorsement didn't work. Rough days indeed. Right. Action Jackson with a super chat. Thank you. Satya Shravan with a super chat. Love from a fellow leftist Indian working in Michigan. Fuck Vivek Ramaswamy and Dinesh D'Souza. Thank you so much, Satya. And also, please don't feel like you need to denounce Vivek Ramaswamy and Dinesh D'Souza just because you're an Indian. Please don't feel that way. I mean, I appreciate it, but I also don't want you to feel like, oh man, every time I gotta let everyone know I'm an Indian who doesn't support them. You don't gotta do that.
Oh, I think they're just saying fuck them. I agree.
Oh, they're two right-wing Indian men. So
no, I know, but like fuck them. I agree.
But also, I noticed you didn't denounce JD Vance's wife. So I'm looking at you with a furrowed eyebrow right now, wondering exactly where you stand on her. Chris Korokoran, since it's Leftist Mafia, who on the panel do you think is the boss, underboss, consigliere, etc.? Any capos? I think Illuminati is the rat. Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, I mean, I'm obviously the boss, right? I'm obviously the. Well, I think Lance got
Mike. I'll give Mike the boss.
Yeah, Mike's the boss. What is the role of the underboss again? Like, what exactly is that role?
You're just the second hand to the boss.
That's all that is. That's all that is. The one just
Illuminati can be Fredo, and then we need a Fredo, and
we
then
took her out. Yeah, we took her out. Yeah, she was.
Consigliere again. Is that like?
That's like the right hand man, I think, right?
Oh, okay. Well, what's the difference between the consigliere and the underboss?
The advisor guy, like the one who, like the like they don't enact any act. They're not the one who does any action. They're the one who you go to for the plan and what the the word is on the that guy. We need to study.
I'll be the consigliere.
Yeah, I think that works for Lance.
I know a lot of some things and nothing about other things.
I'm the what's his face? The fucking what's his name from Goodfellas? Oh no, but he rats them out at the end, doesn't he? No, that's not me. Ray Liotta, right? Ray Liotta.
Yeah, he's a rat. You just called yourself a rat.
I'm not a rat. I'm not a rat.
Well, we could defy gender stereotypes to make the women the capos. There you go. They're the muscle, the enforcers. All right.
Yeah.
That's Ariana and Rebecca.
I'm the Joe Pesci. No, but then they kill him at the end too. I
mean, you're pretty ruthless. That guy is probably the most terrifying little man I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, he's great in any Martin Scorsese movie. I mean, they are, yes.
Yeah, there's a better person than Columbus. Martin Scorsese. Make Martin Scorsese Day. Pure cinema. So easy. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Fully Italian. Grew up in the boroughs of New York. You get it all.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, there's no example. So much better than Columbus. Yeah, all better than Columbus.
I always bring up for the wrestling fans Bruno Sammartino, and honestly, that transcends wrestling because in New York City, you walk around. I have a Bruno San Martino shirt. I walk around wearing a Bruno San Martino shirt, and literally every black and brown guy over the age of like 60 comes up to me and is like, I love your shirt, man. I remember going to the Madison Square Garden and seeing a Bruno San Martino defend the world heavyweight title. I mean, he's a legend, Bruno San Martino. Mike Piazza, even. Why not Mike Piazza? Legendary New York Met. Jacqueline Leach with a super chat. Surname sounds like Leach. Oh, there we go. It's Gaelic. It's about medicine and cleaning toxins. Not saying that anyone will remember, just thought I'd say. Oh, there we go. My daughter's name is Gaelic. Her first name is Gaelic. Her name is Enid.
Very pretty.
My oldest, oldest as in she's 6, because I have one who's even younger. John Jeffrey with the super chat. Columbus didn't even know where he was. Right, exactly. And he didn't know where he was to the day he died.
Yep.
Is that really? Yeah, let's celebrate Italian Americans. They don't know where the fuck they are. Confused all the fucking time. Hey, no, we don't need to do that. Italians deserve better. Bay Photo with a super chat. Breaking news: Chuck Schumer has endorsed Zoran Mamdani. Him congratulating Zoran after refusing to endorse is hilarious. Now, listen, during a primary, it's cowardly to not endorse and then congratulate after, but there's still obviously the entire general election campaign ahead. So you congratulating should mean that you're endorsing for the general election campaign. But to not do that and then just endorse after the elections are all over is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. JD Merleman with a super chat. Matt and all just wanted to send out good vibes. Hell of a week. Always love the show. Thank you, JD. Parker 402, Vance's half-brother lost mayor in Cincinnati, Ohio. He did. I saw by a lot. He got trounced. He got destroyed. Wasn't even close. Was not even close. Charlie DeGeneres asks, wait, Schumer really did that? Schumer put out a congratulations after the fact. Yes. After refusing to endorse at any point. And from what I read, and I think it was a New York Times article, people close to Schumer are claiming that he felt he could not endorse Mamdani because it would hurt his role as protector of Israel. Because remember, he said one of his main tasks is to keep the Democratic Party pro-Israel. That's one of his main tasks, according to Chuck Schumer. Fucking ludicrous. And Satya Shravan with another super chat. Way to lure me in, Matt. I hate Mrs. VP too. Where do you stand on Modi, Satya? Interesting you didn't denounce Modi. What about every Hindu nationalist in India right now? I need you going through the line. One super chat per person, please, by the way. No, you don't have. Just joking, obviously, Satya. Thank you so much. All right. Wait, over on Twitch. Let's see if I got anything.
While you're getting that, I'll just read one that came in. Shit, here we go. Thank you for the $5 super chat for Lance's beard and chest hair donation fund. I appreciate it. I'm getting the implants soon, and every dollar helps. So thank you.
Wait, you're getting implants? What?
No, I'm joking. The people make fun of the fact that I can't grow chest or facial hair.
You really can't grow any facial hair? Do you shave or not at all?
I shave, but it just comes in patches. Like I get a little bit here and then a little teeny fuzz here. But it's because of my mom's indigenous roots. I don't. I'm pretty hairless on the chest and the face.
You gotta
waxing.
You gotta just grow the beard in one day and just let us see it. Let us see. Let's see
Okay.
what bearded Lance look. I'm interested.
It'll yeah. I'm gonna say my my partner will not allow that.
Oh, really?
She'll like shave that ugly thing off. No, and for good reason. She's looking out for me because it'll look hideous.
All right. All right.
People on the street will run and scream. And
You are blessed as a handsome guy, if I do say so myself. Because I gotta say, a lot of men, myself included here, we grow the facial hair because it makes us it adds to the attractiveness level, not takes away. For
no,
you
that's what,
though, it seems like you don't need that. It seems like you don't need
oh, I appreciate it. That's kind words.
that. Oh wait, someone else.
Raid Amy.
I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't see any more super chats. Oh, we got a raid, right? Who should we raid? Let's see.
Let's raid Amy. She's
I rated. I think I rated Amy just on Tuesday when me and Mike were on the. Well, no, me and you were on the stream. We rated Amy, right?
I rated you and then left.
Oh, then I rated
if you
Amy.
rate Amy, you can rate someone else.
We could rate Amy again. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's totally up to you. We could rate Amy again.
There's
or,
Rhizome. There's Frogan. There's Link to the Pabst.
Who's that? I don't know that person. Link to the Pabst. Let me see them.
They're like a lefty that makes gaming tourist lives hell on Twitter, always like dunking on them and ratioing them, and they get really upset at them. People like Grums and they're pieces of shit like that.
Oh, let's do that. I've never rated them before, so it should be fun.
Instead of Link to the Past, it's Link to the Pabst, like a Pabst beer.
Found it. Yep, I understood when you said. Yep. I know what Pabst is. Thank you. I know I don't drink, but I do live in a society. I do.
Have a lovely evening, Matt. Say hi to your family. Love you big. And thank the mods, everyone, for keeping us safe. Appreciate you.
One second. Yep. Thank you, Lance. And thank you, everyone. Great show. Thanks for sticking around, even though it was only 3 out of 6. One day, maybe in the not too far away future, there'll be 4 of us, then maybe 5 of us, then who knows? Maybe even 6 of us together on the stream at the same time.
It's true. All right, adios.
Oh, he hit that raid button just as he said that. All right, folks. Peace. Take care.